What up, people? Welcome back. Episode 19 of our podcast. You heard what I said. I'm JP, and as always, I got my brothers with me, Dwight and Lateef. What up, people?
What up?
Salutations.
What up? So, listen, we're gonna set this one off with something that's very near and dear to our hearts, and because it's from our quote unquote era, and that was the most recent verses of Meth versus Red, which when they announced it from the door, I knew it wasn't going to be a versus because these dudes have albums together. That's and they've done shows and tours together. This is going to be a concert. So anybody that was actually expecting a song for song,
yeah, it was crazy with that. Yeah,
that was foolish. Like I automatically knew it was just going to be a show. Who? Lateef?
I mean, I didn't expect it. I didn't expect like a regular versus.
Okay.
That's why I didn't really draw my interest as much. I knew it was going to be a show. They're going to be performing songs together, and you know.
Mm-hmm.
But when's the last time we've had one of what you're talking about? Keisha Cole and Ashanti? Because everything else is more of a celebration.
They've all been celebrations. I say the Osley and Earth, Wind and Fire was a battle.
It was a battle because they were separate. They were different entities, but they never had songs together. I mean, they may have gone on tour together, but they never performed together like that. It's different.
Right.
Meth and Red, you have
this is like Ray and Ghost to me.
Which was and that was top 5. Like
no, I get it, but they're not verses anymore.
Verses
is just a name.
That's what I'm saying.
I get that.
Is your enjoyment? Does it stop when you realize that it's not a competition, or are
Sometimes.
you allowed? Are you able to? Yeah, but okay. I could see if you said that about say if Jeezy and Gucci that turned into what RedMan Verzuz. Okay, but from the beginning, and this is another thing. I think that you had to be a fan of theirs. I don't think not to say that you don't like them.
Mm-hmm.
I did. It's like
I'm a RedMan fan.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a RedMan fan.
I've known you for a long time. I've never heard you bumping no Red shit.
Yeah, I'm a Red fan.
Never. I'm not saying that you don't like them. I'm just saying you're not a fan. Like maybe I'm a fan, or maybe Maul a fan, or maybe even JP's a fan.
Because I'm not born from Jersey.
No.
No.
Jean-Pierre's a huge RedMan fan.
Very, very
huge
much so.
RedMan
Very
fan,
much.
and I know this because he talks about it all the time. When Muddy Waters came out, he was the first person that hit me. He was like, "Son, go get the Muddy Waters." I remember you called me using the mansion. Called me like, "Son, go get that Muddy Waters." You like some of RedMan's songs. You're not a fan of his. Just like I think.
Yeah.
I think the same thing with. I think the same thing with that, and that's not a bad thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I think the verses for me, I was in heaven last night. Mm-hmm. I knew the words that even Meth joints. I knew the words of every song that came on. Every time somebody came out, when Keith came out, when K Solo came out, when EP.19 came out, I almost flipped my table over. They one of my favorite groups of all time.
Crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
That was a big moment.
Wait, and they did So What You Saying, son? First of all,
they did Headbanger.
They did Headbanger, but I just want to say for the record, so it's on, it's being recorded, that So What You Saying is one of the hardest beats of all time. Like when I say hardest, I mean top 3, and it's probably not 3 to me personally. Like the way that beat come on, that and Ego Tripping by Ultramagnetic, like hard. When I talk about hard beats. That and they did that shit. Like I was so excited when they did that shit last night.
Who was missing from that song that should have been on it? It was
on what?
On Headbanger. There's somebody in the crew that's not on that song.
Oh, you talking about Das wasn't on the song, but they wasn't on the song. But
that wasn't Das style of.
No, but when that came out,
they were in the video.
Like, why Das not on this?
Was Das
in the video? Das is in the video.
Yeah. In the video.
I didn't miss them at all on that.
I know,
I did.
but it would have been nice.
And
it would have been nice.
RedMan did his verse on Hardcore. Son, y'all have no idea how happy I was in here last night. Hardcore, son? I defy anybody to show me, to give me an MC's first public verse that was better than that.
True.
And there's a lot you could choose from. but it'd be hard to find.
Sure.
Think about the flow on that. Like he ripped that. And that's the first time most people had heard RedMan because How You Roll a Blunt and all the singles that came out from that wasn't even out yet.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So to hear him on that and then to hear him do that, and Scratch told him, "Yo, I got it," and I'm like, damn, I wonder what he gonna pull up. And he didn't even play Funkarama last night.
I know. Listen, there's so many
That's
things.
my favorite Red song ever.
I know that. I know that's right. I know that's right. Every once in a while, we gotta post that video every once in a blue. You know what I'm saying?
Just to remind people.
We're gonna have to throw it on the IG page, man. We're gonna have to throw that on for a throwback. Listen, I thought it was so enjoyable. Like I knew it was gonna be enjoyable from the because these guys are performers. Like they are well experienced and not just being MCs, good MCs, but performers. That's a different skill set. So they know how to entertain and all that. Yo, when Red
and it was a lot easier. Like I'm sure, like we've seen, like John said, it's one thing to have a song with somebody. It's another thing to have gone on tour, been on the same stage with this dude, then put out albums together. Like they could finish each other's rhymes easy. Like you said, T, it was Ray and Ghost all over again. You know what I'm saying? But I actually enjoyed. I think I enjoyed this one a little bit more just from this. Like I did not expect to see Keith Murray. I sure didn't expect to see K Solo.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's where they found him.
Came out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? And he did like 2 songs. I'm like, K Solo. When the last time anybody saw K Solo?
I was shocked. I was like, yo, K Solo? That made it insane to me.
So the RZA came out. Inspector Deck.
RZA been on like 3-4 verses already.
And not for nothing, everyone that the RZA's been on been fire. Everyone, him and Primo fire. The Ray and Ghost fire. The one last night. Fire. You know what I'm saying? It's like you got to give RZA his credit on that.
Listen, it was a straight concert.
Yeah.
It was a straight concert.
That's what I knew it was going to be.
Yeah,
I knew it. So anybody who was expecting an actual verses, I don't want to say you're idiots, but
I wanted to call
better.
it the Versus concert series. That's what I wanted to call it.
Right. I think
That's
versus
fair.
right. So now, what do they start doing? Creating these segments of verses because it's still going to be battles. Like we know that battle thing will not stop. Everything's not going to be a concert from now on.
Right.
I think it depends on the person they put against, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
we need G Unit versus Dipset for the culture. I don't care if it's just East Coast cats who watch it because they'll get their number.
It won't be. It will be the entire country, and probably in the world because Dipset's impact.
Yeah.
G Unit. 50, come on.
And
I can't think of
entertaining
one.
too.
That would
be Jim 50 and Cam in the same room.
And Tony Yayo for that.
And then Yayo slick with them.
Yeah,
is Yayo still around?
Talking dudes, yeah. That's what Slick talking.
Yeah, that's always 50 man. Like that's always 50 man.
Yeah, Tony Yayo is 50's Bleak or Ty.
Right.
He always gonna be around. He just Jada's treat them better. Treat them a lot better than he treat
right.
Treat Yayo with
Shoot, Tata.
But I can't think of no other verses other than Dipset use G Unit versus G Unit that would have that competition, like real deal competition feel.
Oh, that would be a competition.
Yeah, that would be competition. That would be our joint is hotter than yours.
Yeah.
No, we're gonna bring our heavy hitting joints out.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like that would be. They got to make that happen.
Because everybody has solo joints too.
Yes.
Everybody.
Killer solo joints too.
Killer solo joints. Like so seductive by Yayo son. That beat was insane.
What do how do they counter that?
Who? Dipset?
Yeah.
I mean, it's plenty to counter.
I mean, it's not like they don't got a couple of them.
It's like
but you got to bring something. You got to make sure that when you use it gets so seductive, you may not have to pull up against in the club or something like that.
Right. Right.
or fire or something like that.
And the club is a point. The fire is a point.
Right.
So seductive you could throw out like you throw balling up against that.
Balling is top 5.
Nah. Balling is way bigger than So Seductive.
It is.
It's way bigger.
And it's top 5 in what they will pull out.
But the thing about it is,
that's 15. That's a 15 rounder for.
G-Unit got more members who have solo joints they can pull out than Dipset. It's just Cam, Jim, and Joel.
It's really just Cam. Jules got a couple of joints,
but no, they all got
more than Yayo got.
We respect Jim's catalog,
right?
But they're not hits.
No, I'm talking about joints they can pull out. We're not when we talk about verses. Let's ignore hits. We talk about
I'm talking about the big songs, not hits as far as Billboard. Big songs for us.
Right. But I'm saying it's
like Jim don't got another ballin'.
It's 50. It's Yayo. It's Lloyd. It's Buck. It's Buck. You know what I'm saying? It's Game. Well, you can count Game.
You gotta
count Game.
Gotta give Game. Yeah.
Huh? Who got cool with the trans though?
Buck, Young Buck.
He ain't playing Buck stuff.
But like you can play it though. But that's what I'm saying. You see, but this is what I'm saying. They have more to pull from as far as their members having more of their own hits you can identify.
To be honest, if you throw Game in there, it's not fair.
It's not fair, but you have to because he was
G-Unit. I don't think G-Unit needs Game.
Game got 2 classics.
Right.
I don't think they need I don't think they need Game. And
listen, they got to play that because 50 wrote the hooks. Like 50 be like, yo, this is my song. I gave this to Game.
Yeah.
True story.
And that was one of the joints that wait, it was 2 of them, right? Was it the This Is How We Do? Hate It or Love It. But and the other one, This Is How We Do. That was 50 joint too, I think. Or he did the hook. That was his joint.
I think you just give them away. Them was monsters. It was monsters. And 50 would have did something crazy to him at that time too.
Right.
But no, they didn't make the album.
No, I'm saying he had it. Those are the beats that I think Dre gave to him first.
Yeah,
and I think he said, "Yo, you can have this." You know what I'm saying? Is if he'd have kept that for himself.
Yeah,
but
I think he passed, or I think they didn't make the album that came out before that.
Oh, I don't know.
You heard that just is a tangent, but when I heard Ghostface passed on Girls, 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 I was bugging. I was like, that sounded like a perfect beat for Ghost.
Yeah, it makes sense too. It makes sense.
It's a hard beat to rhyme over though. Like when you think about it,
Ghost rhyme over slow jams with the
It's not just slow though. It's like it's different. Like if you just listen to the instrumental, it's different.
I don't think Ghost had that problem.
Ghost can do anything different. I feel like.
No, saying that he can't. But like as an MC, when you listen to it, it's like I don't know. Like Pusha passing over niggas in Paris.
Right. I always love those stories.
Yeah, I could see Pusha passing on that.
Mm-hmm.
That Girls, Girls, Girls sound like it was made for Ghost. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you listen to Ghost albums, he got a bunch of that old school soul music sample stuff on it. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy that, so I just thought that, like I said, but I've heard Ghost rhyme over like the stylistics and the lyrics still going on in the back. Like he just say, put the record on, I'm a rhyme. So I think he could rhyme over anything. I just think that maybe he just wasn't feeling the beat at that time and let it go. But I miss not even. I wish that maybe he could have jumped on the remix or something. I love Ghost. Love Ghost on that beat.
Well, the remix that's on the album is lyrically better than the original.
And this is for what now?
Girls. Yeah, it's 2 of them on the Blueprint.
I need to revisit that.
And you said the second one is better than this one?
Lyrically?
That.
Oh yeah.
I need to revisit it.
Yeah, I'm gonna revisit that. We're gonna come back with one of these Lucy. Right.
Yeah, we need to come up with a joint called Random Lucy's and just have like a bunch of just quick.
I think that to piggyback off what T said earlier about it making the Versus concert series, I definitely think that they should look to people who have more chemistry like that in the future to do these, because it was enjoyable to see that. It wasn't nothing awkward about it. Even like they was cracking jokes in between. Even Scratch in between music was crazy. Remember that 80s?
Oh my God.
Hip hop.
Listen.
80s hip hop set he threw on was
Scratch killed the D'Angelo set.
Yes, he did.
Let's give props to Scratch, because Scratch, man, he did his thing last night, man. Like, I mean, we all know how nice he is. Like
it was enjoyable. They was cracking jokes on each other.
Yeah.
Red getting mad because it was only 2 Jersey niggas in the building. He wasn't getting the clap.
Right. Yeah. It was just. It was. They're real
showmen. Said Brooklyn in the house. That's the first time I've heard crickets when somebody says Brooklyn in the house.
Well, they was in Staten Island, I think, right? Were they in Staten Island? I think it was. I think it was.
I don't know where they were.
Because I think I heard Red say that. That's why I was so many Staten Island in it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But it was cool to see RedMan remind people like, yeah, y'all might know me from Red and Meth, but best believe my team before I got it with him was on fire. And I think that's what I enjoyed it. Like I was not expecting Keith Murray.
Really? I mean,
I wasn't because I thought they really was gonna keep it with them. You know what I'm saying? You know, COVID's still going on, all that stuff.
Right.
I thought it might have been.
I wasn't expecting K Solo. Keith Murray, I can see. K Solo was like, oh shit, you know, and I'm
in the headbanging son. Come on,
listen, and I'm gonna say this. Me and my wife was watching it last night, and we was like, it's a whole lot of marketing going on up in here. I hated. Like it was a lot of marketing.
Like it
was a lot of promotion. It was a lot of promotion. It was a lot of promotion. Keith Murray promoting new music coming out.
Not for nothing though. When were we gonna see any of them again? Like Red really be out like that.
Listen,
Meth doing movies. We don't know where they found Keith at. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, when are we ever gonna see Keith have that platform again in front of 160,000 people? If
you watch it over, you just see the promotion game was strong, man. Yeah. It was strong.
Well, it usually is because they damn sure say Ciroc 70 times.
And no, it was just so much random stuff, you know. You know, Red got some other stuff he's working on coming out.
Man, I think they get
his new song is alright though. The 80 ball drum.
No, yeah, but he's not even music. Some other stuff he was talking about.
Yeah, there was weed. Some activist shit. I mean, don't get me wrong. It did get a little bit. It seemed a lot after a while.
It seemed excessive for them, for me. But I wasn't. I laughed at it. It made me laugh. But I was like,
and the way they did it was the way that you would expect
exactly
to bring something like that. Even when Meth was talking about the cow shit, he was reading things. Ask MethodMan to say this. That shit was hilarious. That was hilarious, man.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
And think about it, like Meth is getting into that next tier of stardom. You know what I'm saying? With all these movies and stuff that he getting into, he's doing this thing. So it was good to see him back in his element
and still be him.
Yeah, not thinking that this was too small for him.
No.
Like he was really like, we here now. You know what I'm saying? I'm with my man. I got my peoples out here. You know what I'm saying? We about to do it.
I don't think people are thinking that with Verzuz no more. That's too small. Like this is becoming like a big thing.
Right, it is a big thing.
But it's different. Like you could tell the energy. Give you a perfect example. Look at Ashanti and Keisha Cole's drink. They came an hour and so late. Mm-hmm. Then when Keisha got in there, she acted like it was a problem for her to be engaged in the thing, or act like you was happy to be here. Like you and Ashanti didn't have a fight 2 weeks ago. You know, I mean, like Gucci and Mustang had better energy. It was thick energy, but it was better energy. It didn't seem like neither of them. And there was somebody who had killed his man, and he still didn't seem like he did not want to be there. You know, Red and Meth seemed like it was they was having a great time there last.
Yes.
It wasn't just them doing it for us. It was we doing this for us. Yo, I miss you, nigga. Like let's go, man, do these joints. You know what I'm saying? They probably when's the last time they been on tour? When you think about it, probably years.
Let's remind people because there's always somebody who is like, oh, I forgot about that. So, I forgot about that song. I don't care how well versed you are. You think you know it. Like if most fans, they'll forget, and they'll be like, oh, I forgot about that joint. Let me go get that.
Meth threw some joints on yesterday. Well, he did some joints yesterday that I was hoping that he did, but I didn't think he was gonna do. Like when he did the blood clot joint, I was like, that's one of my favorite mixtape joints right there. You know what I'm saying? So I was happy to hear that. I was happy to hear some of the joints that
when he did his verse from Round and Around, the R&B joint. I forgot the chick's name. Yeah. Yo, he did. I was like, yo.
Like Sylvia said, yo, I've been to like 3 of y'all parties in the last 2 hours. You know what I'm saying? Listen to this voice. And that's what all that, I think that's why I think I liked it too. It just took me back to that particular time. I could remember Chaos playing these records. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
When he was out. So, you know, it was because I don't know, when we're going to go out and never hear that again. Like, they don't play that. You know, unless we're playing it on our joints, we're not going to hear that. So
that's true. That's true.
I was very happy yesterday. Yeah. And I'm looking forward to, you know, what they got coming up next. I think everybody who said after this one, after Gucci and what's, oh, we never gonna get one better than this. Then another one came, we never gonna get one better than this. Mm-hmm. Then D'Angelo came, oh, this is crazy. Some people didn't like it, but it was a million motherfuckers in there, you know what I'm saying? Then the Ozzy Brothers and Earth, Wind & Fire came. Yo, nothing gonna be able to top this one, son. These legends, all that. And then this one came. Mm-hmm. So it's like, I'm excited about what they got coming up. I'm hoping Escape and
SWV.
And SWV, they give us something like that. I don't know Escape's catalog like that, but I think it's gonna be better than what I'm thinking it is. I can't.
Now that's gonna be a versus.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a versus.
Yeah.
Okay. And
what's that one? That's on Mother's Day or no?
Mother's Day.
Mother's Day.
I probably got to watch it.
I don't know. Yeah, I think it's all.
I'll catch that Monday.
Yeah, exactly.
That should be interesting. You know, that should be interesting. So.
I also like the fact that they did 4-3-2-1 last night. I was this close to, like, if LL come out of here, I'm taking my son and throwing him through this drywall right here. I'm gonna be so crazy. But I knew L was a little bit too, you know, to come back. You know, L out here, you know, out in the, you know, Calabasas chilling. So I knew it would have been hard for him to, you know, go to Staten Island of all places to.
Yeah, for a feature.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. For one feature at that.
Miranda, I've been seeing him on his IG. He been on the subway.
Breezy.
No, but he been on the subway, like just showing random spots in New York. He was on Hollis Ave and showing all this stuff recently, just on his IG. I was like, okay.
It's been nice to see him come out and do that, man.
Of course, you don't know it's him because he's covered up. He got a hoodie and the mask on, so you know it's crazy. So he can do that now, but you're right.
They let X Park rock.
Yeah.
And then that K Solo come out and do 2 songs after X and told him the SMD mad times. You know what I'm saying? But K Solo's credit, he was grown about it. Came out there and did his thing. It was good to see the brother.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
It was good, man. It was very entertaining, and it was what I expected. Like the joints that they did, the random joints that they did was like, okay, see, that's why I appreciate these dudes. That's why people.
Did you hear with Scratch? He said a lot of people have been asking about this record. It was at the end of the first episode of Mike's and Men joint that they had. They did documentary. Remember 4-part doc they did. I think it might have been on Showtime.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
At the end of that, there was a song that Meth was rhyming. Mm-hmm. And I went and searched for it for 2 weeks and couldn't find it. Scratch played it last night. You know what I'm saying? And Meth said, yo, I don't know the words to it. He kept saying, I don't know the words to it. Mm-hmm. And they played it. And then Red said, you wasn't bullshit. You know one lyric. Like, nah.
Yeah.
He said, nah, I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? But I wonder why he didn't put that out. It must be just something like they worked on and they never get released or something. But the beat to that crazy. And Meth was going off on that. I'm like, oh, we need to do that. Tony Baker was in the comments like, yo, what's the thing you try to search to do to find out the song?
Oh, Shazam.
Shazam. He was like, Shazam ain't working. Anybody know what song this is? I don't even get a name because you didn't say the name. It's not on the title joint. You know what I'm saying? Right. I definitely looked on that. But shout out the title too. They was on that like 15 minutes after the battle ended.
Yeah, they good with that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's important. You got to document that for the culture, like especially something like last night, man. It was great to see.
We needed that too because hip hop.
A lot of the legends, yeah.
Yeah, hip hop took some L's the last couple weeks, so we needed that to celebrate. You know what I'm saying, them, and we got one from X actually, so that was good.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of that, and 4-3-2-1, like you know, we experienced the death of one of our legends in this game, man. It's
One of the best ever.
One of the best ever. DMX. You know, the morning he died, or I think it was the morning, or that morning, I was like, because it had been for like a couple days, he's been in, all you've been seeing is he's in bad condition. And that morning, I said to my wife, I was like, I don't think he's gonna make it. You know what I'm saying? And then when it was confirmed later on that day, I was just like, oh, it was just crazy, man. It was 50 years old, man, and I said it before. It's way too young to die, but
Same age as me.
Right, but the impact he made within his 50 years, most people won't make if they live to 100, live to be 100. You know what I mean? I mean, X was different. He's one of the dudes we could say he was truly one of a kind. There will be no
There'll
other
never
person.
be another DMX.
Never be another DMX.
What'd you say? They tried?
They tried, yeah.
Who, Steve?
Come on, man. Your boy, your boy, your Queens boy, man.
I don't think. I think y'all get a bad rap for that. I don't think he's
not early Jaw. No, early Jaw was a DMX clone, man.
I can't give you that.
All right, we're not. That's a conversation for another day. Here you go. Usual Latif, living life, living his life, messing it up for others. That's what your church say. Living my life, messing it up for others.
With no regard for others.
With no regard for others. Give me
like Kevin Harlan. With no regard for human life.
Nah, but like listen. I'm gonna
X will be mixed. The character of DMX will be mixed. The music from X will be mixed.
Right.
Mixed.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. And I know all of us will say this. As far as X is concerned, he's not in none of our top 10 lyricists, right? We can say that comfortably.
Top 10?
Top 10.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
right.
I wouldn't say top 10.
Right. But that's, and I would agree. With that said, his impact is probably more important than most of the people in our top 10.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He was a
different.
I
can say that.
Impact?
I can say that.
His impact. His energy.
And lyrically, he wasn't no scrub.
No, he wasn't no scrub. He's no scrub. But but that's what I want to say. I wanted to be clear because in my mind, I was like, X is not cutting my top 10. If I had to make a top 10 list, he's not cutting that. I don't think he would cut that. And I knew y'all would feel the same. But with that said, I know his impact. And I wasn't like a huge X fan, like I was a J fan or a Nas fan, but I was, when you're in the culture, like we are of the culture, you know how much he means and he meant to it.
All you had to do was see DMX live one time to understand how ill he was.
Yes.
You see X one time live in a 90-minute show, son, threaten to kill 5 people. He'll bark mad times. He gonna come out his clothes because he gonna sweat through it. He gonna say a couple prayers. He gonna cry through one of them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then he's gonna finish up, and you're gonna feel like to have to follow up X in a concert got to be tough.
Yeah.
And
him, Busta Rhymes, like they give
you, that's different.
They got, you know what I'm saying? Kanye, another person, you know, they don't follow them, but you know, it got to be tough to follow somebody like that. X would give you everything. You know, I've been lucky to see a good maybe 10 of his shows. X is like, it's like how you had this energy. X ain't the biggest dude in the world. Like how you had that energy for all that time. Like him, he constantly moving. And when he's not moving, he praying. And when he praying, he's screaming while he praying, and he crying when he praying, and he's sweating all that stuff. And then he go from that to like, get at me, dog. Like, yo, how do you do this?
Yeah.
How do you have the ability to have those, to be able to have control over though many emotions and stuff going on at one time. You know what I'm saying?
You know what he was great at? Delivery. His
delivery and flow was incredible.
His cadence, it was
one of the best in both of those fields.
It was like it was art. Like it was real art. The way he danced across the record, like he'd be and
I don't know if they would how they did it in the studio. It felt like he was layering himself on records.
Mm-hmm.
Like it felt like two parts.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they did it that way,
right?
But
the way
he changed up, so it was crazy.
Yeah, it was just
X had crazy versatility. He had different flows.
But the energy was always
good freestyle rapper.
Yes,
he never got washed.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Never heard X get washed on the track. And tell you the truth,
he closed out posse joints.
Yes, and there's a very short list of those people that you've never heard catch the ass end on that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. X, Grand Poobah. I'm trying to think. Everybody else I know, even our faves in court, you know what I'm saying? Nas my favorite rapper. He got bodied on Made You Look remix on Kiss. You know what I'm saying? That's this is what it is. But I can't think of anything that X been on you like, wow, X got washed.
Nah, and the joints that he didn't close, he should have.
Right.
Like niggas that started something.
Mm.
The way he started that shit. What's all the noise about? Have some respect. Shut the fuck up. Drive by. Nigga talking shit. Back the truck up.
He had personality like Big did, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Last time I saw X live. Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's because it's like you can just close your eyes and listen to it, and it's like, oh, I can picture everything.
Yeah.
Based on the cadence and how they like. You know how Big was with the flow when he was telling us he was doing a story thing. X has that.
Yeah.
He had that.
Yeah.
Easily.
He was an MC.
Easily. That's that.
He was an MC.
Yeah. And he
true MC.
Captivated.
Last time I see X was at the Bad Boy reunion tour out here in. It was at Coliseum.
Okay.
And when he came out, changed the whole. Mind you, and that show was nuts because everybody was on that. Faith, Mary, you know what I'm saying? Right. Everybody was on that. X part, the best part of that show. The best part of that show. And I said it before he passed away, and I say it now. The best part of that show, and that was a show full of heavy hitters and nothing but hits.
Right.
Nothing but hits was coming out. I think Busta was on that show. I think Mason was on that show. Mary's on that show. Faith on that show. 112 on that show. You know what I'm saying?
Energy.
X came out.
Listen, energy. Listen, it's something. It's that intangible thing that he has. It's an energy that it comes through his music, but his presence. Yeah. When you see him in interviews, it's the
same way.
He's the same. Yeah. It's the same person. Like it is not because we've seen the switch of an MC on the mic than when they talk. Like I've seen that before, but X is he's just this guy. He was such a talent, a raw talent that really did something. He really did something, man. He gave us
everything he had.
Man, he gave it. Oh man,
he gave us everything he had. And there was part of me when he was in hospital that hoping that he was going to go just so he didn't have to go through no more pain. You know what I'm saying? Like even that's a lot of stuff that you've been going through. It's a lot of wear and tear on your body and all that stuff. And I know his kids are missing. He got 15 of them. You know what I'm saying? And it's just tough to lose somebody like that. But the great thing is when you lose somebody like that who has left so much stuff for us to always go back and listen to and watch and reminisce. Get At Me Dog is the record that ended the Benjamins' reign in the club. I mean, the Benjamins had like a good 2-year reign where that was the song that was the song when that was the song that got played at 1:00 in the morning. When Get At Me Dog came out with the accompanying video, changed everything. Then it was neck and neck because the Benjamins had a nice run, but that was the one
song.
song.
Dog come out
97, 98, something like that. Something like that. I can't remember. But
when did it come out?
97 or 98. I'm thinking 97. Might have been 98.
Looking at right now.
Because probably a whole year before the album came out back then.
Yeah.
Damn. Get Me Dog came out in 1998.
98. Okay.
Okay.
When It's Dark, It's Hella Hot.
Right. Okay.
John's favorite rapper, Sheik Luch, was on there.
What? That's some random ass shit. What?
Just threw that out there.
Okay.
Fuck with Sheik, man.
I fuck with Sheik.
I
fucks with Sheik, man. What you talking about?
I don't think he should get a third of the share though.
Another conversation for another day. Anyway, X is, he will forever be remembered in this game as one of the most impactful MCs.
Gave us some great moments, some funny moments. Remember X? Pretending to be the FBI agent at JFK.
Wait a minute. When was this one?
Oh. You remember?
Wait.
He was a little fender bender at JFK, and in order to get away, he told people he was an FBI agent.
Did homie do that in Judas and the Black Messiah?
Somebody probably. That's probably where he got the idea from.
Oh God.
X was just X as a like his music was incredible.
Yeah.
And then just the character he was, and then one thing when he was sick, and you would see people posting clips of him, and X would just be on talk shows and just come up with a random prayer, have everybody in there crying and shit. You know what I'm saying? For 5 minutes, come out of nowhere.
He was special, man.
Yeah, he probably missed his calling
a much bigger star, though.
Yes,
But I mean, you can say that about a lot.
Yeah.
No, not a lot of people had that same talent.
Yeah, right. But was he comfortable living the way he lived? Was a question that we should ask ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Was I never heard about X switching off the cribs like the dumbass person from the New York Post put out. But other than that, you never heard of people taking X to jail, like his kid's mom taking him to jail for not paying child support. I never heard anything bad about him from his kid's mom, talking about at least how he was as a father and stuff like that. May not have been the best husband, but he seemed like he was, a very, at least a decent father. You know what I'm saying? You don't hear about too many just bad stuff about X. You know what I'm saying? It seemed like he was a good dude. I remember in backstage when a shorty name used to be on Rockefeller, Emil, and they were introducing the different people that were in there. And she said, everybody loves X because X gives everybody love. He don't change that with nobody. You know what I'm saying? If you a good person, then he's gonna give you that. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna give you that from off rip. And you're gonna have to mess it up. You know what I'm saying? But he give everybody love. And it seemed like every time you seen DMX, you didn't hear nobody have a bad word about him. You don't hear too many bad stories about him. It might be a couple crazy stories about him, but nothing that make you think that he was a bad dude. So whatever he was going with, because I don't think we didn't get the cause of death yet, right? We speculating that it was that, but I don't think they've actually put out anything official as far as the cause of death is concerned. So we don't know. We don't know what it was from. I mean, all I know is I ain't even concerned about that shit as far as I'm concerned. You know what I'm saying? I looked at the positive stuff that he gave us, and that's the only thing I'll choose to focus on. You know what I'm saying? From this point on, as far as I have his memory in my head. He gave me there's been too many good times that I've had with the music playing in the background. When we see perform somewhere, whether it be TV or live, for me to have any bad things to say about that man.
Legendary.
God bless his family, and shout out to X.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And I hate to have to continue it, but we also lost another, a huge member of the hip hop community, and that's Black Rob, who recently passed away. Another big figure in our lives, especially our era.
Bad boy era.
Had a couple hits under his belt that were pretty big on good
songs. Fire album.
Yeah,
I like the first album.
Character, man. character.
Yo,
Cardi Black.
the skits on Life Story was hilarious.
Man.
When he was talking about his toes and shit like that. It was just like Rob was a good dude, always had fire stuff on the mixtape. Life Story was good.
Yeah.
Seemed like somebody who just, enjoyed life more than he enjoyed being a rapper.
He had an ill voice too. Voice. Yeah. I mean, Woe was, probably one of his biggest hits, but he was on some big hits.
Was
like,
it?
Biggest, yeah.
He was on Special Delivery though.
Didn't get washed on records either. Held his own.
He, special on Let's Get It. He was on Let's Get It, big record.
That was big, yeah.
Big record. So I mean, he's
part of the reason why you won't hear me say too many bad things about Sean Combs, because without him, we don't get none of that.
Yeah, and
Take Sean away. Come on,
yeah. Oh my God, oh my God, he'd be indeed, but he definitely gave us some joints. Like there's a lot of like joint, like even the joints on Rent, album cuts. Like what was that on the Puff joint? I Love You, Baby.
That was my joint.
Man,
that was my joint.
I Dare You with the Harv on the hook.
Yeah, but I Love You, Baby. That was my joint, man.
Yeah.
The beat to that was
crazy. That was cinematic. That's cinematic stuff right there.
That's probably my favorite joint on that album.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Man,
and he has some joints on there to make it. Yeah. You know what's crazy? G-Dep first album wasn't bad either.
Oh no. Yeah, G-Dep first album was dope.
Shout out to G-Dep too. You know what I'm saying? Hold your head, bro. Oh man, yes. Shout out to BR.
Yeah, man. Unfortunate.
He didn't look too good towards the end too when they was showing videos of him.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't like that. But I think Self was doing it to try to bring awareness.
No, I don't like that he was ended up like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like
I got only
music is a job.
Right.
They should have some type of benefit, some type of health insurance, something. They out here looking.
Or the record companies that sign these dudes that don't know anything about that should either offer that or let them know, like, look, here's a pamphlet.
But how is that not offered through your label? How you don't have?
That's more cost.
That's a whole other story for it. Like as John would like to say, the whole story. So that's a story for a whole other conversation. Something later. We can do that for an hour.
They're not independent contractors.
These dudes don't understand. If they did stuff like that, I think the longevity of their artists would be better and they would make more money. You know what I'm saying? Just give them life skills that they might not learn from whoever's managing them or the dudes they came up in the hood with. Like, teach them how to do that so he's not going in 2 years murdered or something. You could have made like, for example, if y'all had taught this, I'm not trying to say this would have been different, but say somebody would have pulled Pop Smoke to the side and assigned somebody, an OG or somebody with the label, you know what I'm saying, to be like, yo, I'm gonna teach you life shit. Okay, I know you got $3 million out of nowhere, but do you know what to do with that? Y'all pay this man or woman a salary so they don't got to worry about taking none of their artist money, and you teach them certain stuff. How to do, you open their eyes to certain stuff. How to save money, how to get a 401k or something for retirement. So after 10 years, they made a whole bunch of money. They don't got to liquidate all their stuff to live. Like,
have somebody run your social media so you're not posting random stuff that shouldn't be posted.
It's like the record label should be a little bit more invested in that. And that don't cost a lot of money for them to do that. I would think that would be, that's how you know they don't care. They trying to get whatever they can out of you before you go, because it would behoove them to have some of these people around longer. You know? Like,
are they independent contractors?
Yeah, that's exactly what you are. You don't have a job. That's what I'm saying. You don't have a job. I think you probably get an I-9 at the end of the year about what you did with everything like that, and you're your own person.
Right. I mean, it would make sense because that's added protection on y'all investment.
But they say that, but
from the record company.
Try to go put out an album on another record label and see what happens.
Right.
Well,
I'm a free agent.
That's a contract, though.
Exactly. But that's what I'm saying. If I was an artist who was nice, I would either go independent or I would sign a series of 1 album contracts. Whoever give me the best deal is who I'm going with. My next album, I'm gonna put this out on Def Jam. Next one I'm gonna put out on Universal. The next one I'm gonna put out on whatever other label there's out there. Yeah. You should be allowed to do that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you only get that leeway when you get to a certain status, though.
Why I gotta be indentured to you for 4 or 5 albums? Y'all take y'all front me money, but y'all take all that back, and then y'all get the lion's share of the cut when I start selling records. And then if you start me to a 360, you want some of the stuff that I even put out. Y'all didn't put up the money for the merch. We printed that merch out, and I still got to give you a cut of that.
Yeah, but they don't got to sign that though.
You don't.
That's true.
You don't.
That's very true.
I would not sign with a major label right now.
Not now. No.
No.
That's a waste of time.
Nope.
Give me a deal at YouTube or something.
Right. Right. You work out individual deals for whatever you need. Work out a partnership for whatever you need.
You work out a partnership deal for the distribution. You work out one that helps you. You go get a tour manager to help you set the tour up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. You bring your people out there with you, and you just. But that's the thing. You got to be smart to do that.
Yeah. That's a lot to
these guys are not smart, but they're not the experience. And then the record companies are not giving them the game in order for them to do that anyway. You know what I'm saying? It's like, why should I give you the jewels? Mm-hmm. It's better off for me as a record label owner to keep you ignorant to that kind of stuff. If you go off and say, "Oh, I actually don't need this," right. You know what I'm saying? What you need somebody for distribution for when everything is done digitally?
Right.
What you need is marketing.
Don't worry about that part.
What you need is marketing.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about none of that stuff. You get somebody to do marketing, and you get somebody to get your stuff on Apple and all the streaming services. After that, you don't need nobody else. And an attorney. You should have one of them. You should befriend one of them quickly.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of them around here floating around. They're like, yo, get somebody to make sure that you keep your money. Get somebody to make sure you put some money away for retirement. You know what I'm saying? Anyway. I mean, anybody who does that kind of stuff should be on it like that. You're a comic or you're a producer, you should have somebody to help you keep your dough.
I mean, regardless, anyway, you don't want to see no one, like Black Rob end up the way he ended up.
You want to see old rappers. It was good seeing DJ Clue at 63 last night, still rocking.
Right.
It was good to see Eric and Parrish, who got me by at least 3 or 4 years, what I'm saying, out there doing, their hits. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That was good to see.
We don't get to see our people get old. Even though,
but he's still been making money all this time, too.
Oh, yeah.
It's different.
Yeah. A lot of it, actually.
Yeah. It's the artist that had a couple of hits and then die out.
Right.
That it get tough for.
Right.
So what would you do if you were if you were giving the artist some advice? Say Black Rob was okay, but he wasn't popping out that to make any music. What would have been your thing? Just tell him to go get a job? Or would you try to tell him to write for somebody? Like, what do you do in that situation? Because that's all they know. None of them, they never had jobs.
I don't know. Yeah, it depends on their skills. Like, that's the thing. But
that's where the record label.
But he should have been close enough to people in the industry where he could have got some knowledge about other things. Like, look at Nas. Nas is doing big things investment wise.
But he had to go with Anthony Sala to do that.
Right, BR ain't got that type of money.
Steve Stout didn't do that for him. You know what I mean? He had to go outside of that in order to do that. Jay-Z, another one, had to go outside of that to do that. Now, we're hoping that as we go forward, from the stuff that they learned and the people that they bring around them, that there's somebody in our circle meaning hip-hop, that is able to pass that back down to the people coming before them. And you see some of that now.
I don't care what happened. If I got somebody like Puff in my circle, outside circle, like I know 2 people that can get to him.
If I got his number,
I'm gonna get some type of advice on, hey, how can I be making $5,000 a month? Like, how can I something?
Let me take you out to dinner. Forget all that, yo. Let me take you out to dinner.
Yeah. I don't,
you know what I'm saying? You pick the place. Yeah, you pick the place. Let me take you.
You ain't hit my mom's in the mouth or nothing. Like
up to the car. And you do that. I say the same thing about these players that you should be calling Shaquille O'Neal every week. You should call, if you in the NFL, you should call John Elway all the time.
So you got the car dealerships, and then what?
Yeah, these guys made 9 figures outside of their the thing that everybody know them for.
Right.
How you not calling them up?
Right. Right.
You got to tell me. Magic would have to tell me, son, I got time for you.
Right.
Magic, man. I need one Starbucks. One.
Yeah, how do I get one of them? Because I know I got it. You see my contract. How do I get 5 of those? Or I call up Rick Ross and say, yo, how do I get a couple of them Wingstops? So
right.
Yeah.
Let me find somebody who runs it for me. Somebody.
Let me invest in one with you, and let me buy you out of one of them.
Right.
Yeah. Come on. Man, if you got that circle, you should be able to reach out to certain people.
Right.
And get something.
That's true.
That's why I got to give
Something
LeBron
tangible.
credit. That's why you got to give LeBron credit. You won't hear me say no bad words about him until he put all his boys on. They didn't got independently rich.
What? Crazy. That's such a story.
That's special.
Yeah.
He built that out of high school.
Right.
Then he sent a couple of them to school, right?
I think so. But what's name don't even have a degree. What's one boy that's the agent?
Rich
don't got a degree. Remember they tried to say, yo, you got to have a degree to rep
after he was killing them.
After he was killing them,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it still didn't work, you know what I'm saying? But that's to let you know that was the Rich Paul rule they was trying to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But even with that, if you know somebody in the industry,
right,
you can get that knowledge about the paperwork aspect of it. The other part is relationships.
What I would do if I was one of these young cats out here who got money, I would say, look, if he can do it, son, we can do it. I would find me a team I rock with, and I would be at these dudes' door. All these cats out here making movies, KD and all these dudes, Carmelo, and putting money in movies. Like, yo, go ahead and talk to these dudes and see how they did it. Even if you don't do it, at least you got the knowledge to do it. And you can't expect them to come knocking on your door to give you the game. You gotta go.
I'll be sending like $10K a month to people. Here, I'm investing. What you got going? This is for that. I want a little piece, little something here.
Right.
Just let me in the door.
Me and you ain't got to talk but once every 2 or 3 months. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that dividend check coming in sweet and we good. You know what I mean?
Right.
Send my signature somewhere in some paperwork.
See, NBA players, because the contracts are guaranteed, they can really, really make some noise out here if they did it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot of them are, though. You don't hear about too many NBA players going broke no more.
Nah.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Nah.
I can't remember the last case we heard. Even AI got, 10 million waiting for him in 3 or 4 years when he turned 50 or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And I know he blew through a whole bunch of money.
Yeah.
Lamar Odom had a crack heart attack.
Yeah, but he out here boxing now.
Yeah, but I think he looking for something to do. I don't think Lamar Odom broke at all. And he done went through a whole bunch of stuff.
I don't think where he should be, though.
But that's what you think.
No, as far as the money he's made in his career.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah, but he didn't get no KG contract.
But he made, what I'm saying is NBA players, they make enough where he should be out here looking for something to do with boxing.
What you think, if you had to guess, what you think his net worth is? You had to guess. 25 million? 25 million maybe?
I say that's high, but even still, for me thinking that's high, that's low for from what he's made contract-wise.
Oh, yeah.
True, yeah.
True,
but depends on how he lived his life, too. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know how many stuff, who he was taking care of as far as his moms and family and all the other type of shit.
Mm-hmm.
He got suspended a couple times. You know, Lamar had a few.
And you know what, though? If you say 25, I don't think so.
Put it this way.
If you work 25, you're not boxing right now looking for something to do.
If he came
There's other stuff you can be doing.
If he came through all that and he's worth $15 million.
I don't even think that.
At his age, I think he's good. You know why? Because Nate Robinson is worth more than $10 million. He just got $2 million they just said on first date for that fight with Jake Paul. It wasn't the $60,000 they tried to throw at him. He got $2 million for that. All right? You ain't got to be caked up for somebody to say, yo, go fight this white boy for $2 million. I don't know too many white boys out here. I'd fight Jake Paul for $2 million.
Right now, yeah.
Right now.
If I'm $30 million in the bank, I'm not fighting nobody for $2 million and I don't fight.
Right.
If I got $10 million in the bank, that might be. If I got $10 million in the bank, I might think about it a little harder. Though.
That's why I say that 25 is too high.
Okay.
Fair. I just don't think that he broke. I don't think Lamar Odom will need another job for the rest of his life. Right. And if you can live your life in the United States of America at from 40 on without having to work again, that sounds like victory to me.
That's true.
Now he may have to fly first class instead of getting in the G5, but I'm sure that Lamar Odom got an okay life.
Yeah,
So
but
Andrew
I'm thinking,
Bynum got an okay life. He make nowhere near the amount of money that
who?
Andrew Bynum.
Man, he be working with picks in his hair. He don't care about nothing, man.
Why? Because he's filthy rich.
No, because he don't spend money on nothing. He don't give a
Filthy
damn.
rich, 2 rings, and all he does is buy cars with his life. He's a big kid.
Yeah.
I wouldn't, other than keeping my kids with me, I wouldn't mind changing. He can come in here right now. You know what I'm saying? We can switch off. You know what I'm saying? I go right there. You know what I'm saying? Look at you.
Okay. Anyway, I don't know how we got here, but you know, we were talking about Black Rob. We were talking about Black Rob. How we don't like to see our people end up like that.
Yeah.
Who, you know, gave so much of themselves to the game. So, you know, I mean,
but I think nowadays you see more, even the younger rappers, you see them getting into investing in things like that.
This is true.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think that seeing the Jays and the Nas's and seeing them in Rick Ross's and other ones that are out there being great, I think that actually gave them some incentive and some inspiration to go do some of that stuff they own on their own.
Right. Anyway, rest in peace to Black Rob. He will definitely be missed, and we will remember him, man. He's put out some joints out there we can always play. And
I definitely played Black Rob when I heard that.
Oh yeah.
Definitely with the life story. We're back to it, man.
Yeah, he definitely got some joints out there that I definitely rock with. Definitely made his mark. He made his mark.
And he was 50. He was 51.
Crazy. I mean, you know,
that's too young for people to die.
So, too young, man, too young. I mean, speaking of that, you know, George Floyd was too young to die, and we recently found out the verdict of Derek Chauvin, and he was not. I mean, he was charged with being guilty on all charges. Correct?
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
All charges, and what was it? 2nd degree unintentional murder? Was that?
I don't have them pulled up. I ain't memorized.
2nd degree murder, 3rd degree, and 2nd degree manslaughter, something like that.
The 2nd degree manslaughter carried a 40-year joint, right?
Right.
Mandatory. I mean, not mandatory. Maximum.
Right.
One's 40. One's, I think, another maximum is 20, and I think another maximum is 10.
Right.
So if they cut that in half, you know, he still got 20, 10, and 5.
He gonna do some time.
Yeah, he's gonna do some time.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, I know the judge is the person in charge of how much time he's going to get.
Yeah.
You know,
within the confines of those charges, I guess.
Yeah, and because these charges, you know, from what I understand, they're running concurrently, not consecutively. So
you still got to give them time for each one of those, though, right? Or you say, okay, we're gonna add them all. We're gonna add them all up together, and then I'm gonna give you one for all 3 of these offenses.
Not sure.
Put it this way, what's the minimum you have to see to not be pissed off once you hear about it?
Right. Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, I'm thinking 25.
I was thinking
25, no early nothing. 25, boom.
I got to see at least a quarter for me not to be mad. And I mean, you doing all of that 25.
Right. But that's not the case.
No.
I'm that's not the case because I know people who've murdered people who come out quicker than that. But I say that should be the case because you were a cop.
On top of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Out of all people, you're supposed to protect and serve.
Yeah.
You should get 5 years just for saying, yo, he was high when I did that. And if he wasn't high, I would have be alive. You should get 5 just for that alone, just for trying to insult our intelligence.
Yeah. Because you're
you
a
get
cop.
Another 5 for saying that, hey, if he wasn't laying down by the exhaust, outside when it got him sick, like he came out of the car and laid down next to the pipe and put his mouth on it or something. Like, y'all really expect us to believe that we didn't see what we saw?
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's how ill it was. The country been so crazy,
right?
And we so gun shy and what's a shell shocked over what's been going on in our country. That for a second yesterday, I was nervous. I actually after he did the closing arguments, because I had to turn the TV off before I kicked my TV over. I was like, they really trying to, steal this one right here.
See, you good, because I was watching the trial. Like, I know you
I didn't watch the trial either.
I didn't watch it.
Oh, I didn't watch it.
I just watched the closing joints.
I just got play-by-play here and there, see what was going on and stuff like that. But I'm sure every black person was nervous at some point, regardless of the video, the clear, crisp video taken by that young lady. We're still nervous, and that is a fucking problem. That's a problem. That's a problem. Because we've been here before, a la Rodney King. Clear video, right?
Eric Garner.
Eric Garner, yeah.
Eric Garner, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, he might get off. And we should not feel that way. So, and I don't want to take it there, but I got to be like, if he would have got off in some bizarro world, it would have been worse than Rodney King.
Oh, it'd be crazy right now.
It'd have been worse than Rodney King. You understand that, right?
Yeah. We might not be doing this right now.
Oh, right. All internet shut down. Everything shut down. The revolution will not be televised.
And then Rodney messed up his goodwill with that "Can't we all get along" stuff.
Okay,
it's like, we burning this up for you, right?
Right.
What you mean, can't we all get along?
Right. I mean, but
should have asked him that when he hit you 40 times with that nightstick in your ankle.
I mean, but the fact that we felt nervous about him getting off in some ways is so crazy. But
I'm glad they got it right though.
Yeah, justice was served for now.
And I agree with what the Attorney General said. He said this ain't justice, because justice would denote that something's getting restored. Nah, because we can't never bring George back. Accountability.
Accountability.
He finally got accountability. And I was like, you know what? That's a good way.
Right.
Say it. Finally, some accountability after all the other stuff. There was no accountability in Sandra Bland. Was no accountability in Eric Garner. Was no accountability in Michael Brown. Like, that dude he's still going to be a cop someplace.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. This is why I say this. It's like, in times like this when cops murder our people and they're charged, and sometimes they get off, they're shown some type of leniency because they're cops, when it should be the exact opposite. You're a cop, so you should know better, and because you did it anyway, you get double the penalty. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. And other cops should be hot at him. Son, you making our job harder.
Right.
You guys out there looking crazy.
Right.
You doing that shit you doing. You guys out here looking crazy. Son, you put your knee on his neck and he wasn't moving, and when they were telling you he wasn't moving, you still did that with your hands in your pockets? Like, I thought it was so egregious that even the cops that went up there had to be like, nah, son, that ain't what we do.
Yeah.
I don't know what they trying to tell y'all, but nah, that ain't what we do. Mm-mm. And I think if the cops went up there to defend him a little bit more, we might have been looking at stuff burning in Minneapolis right now. But I think the fact that his fellow cops went up, even white cops was like, nah. He's like, this nigga's out of control. We can't,
The chief was like, nah.
Yeah, when the chief is like, because usually they the ones that try to, I'm gonna try to fall on the sword and all that. Even he was like, nah, we don't teach our officers to do that.
Yeah, I mean, it's.
They tried though.
Like I said, they got it right, guilty, but I just, we are still waiting on the sentencing, and that's in June, I believe. I know.
I think it's on Juneteenth.
Yeah, it's after Juneteenth or on Juneteenth. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So, I mean, we're hopeful. We're hopeful because sentence the years that this man gets is up to one person.
Yeah.
So.
What shocked me was at the end, after they read the charges, the verdict, the prosecutor had to ask for him to be remanded. I thought that was like automatic.
Yeah. Yeah, you can give him. Yeah,
like if he didn't ask, if you walking out,
you can chill. You can chill too. Like, what are you talking about? But I always tell some of my black friends, or I say this, but we gotta, and it's crazy to say this, and I'll probably get yelled at from saying this, but I do believe this. We gotta stop expecting to get treated like white people when it comes to the law. Should we? Absolutely. That's how it should be, yeah.
Who expects that, though?
Huh?
Who expects that?
I think a lot of people do. That's why we bug out when it's something, and that's why we say things like, if he was black, of course. Right. So why even think that? Why even think that? For example, and I swear I don't want to bring this up. I'm sound crazy when I say it, but we're on the subject. We were talking about on our thread, when we were growing up, when we started going out into the streets, our parents told us, do not run from them cops. They will shoot you. They told us back in the 80s. Okay, we talking about 35 years later. Okay? You supposed to have that talk with your kid. That boy that got shot in Minnesota, if he wouldn't have ran, he would have never got shot. And that's something that he would have known if you would have told him that. He did the right thing. He was on the phone with his mom and all that shit. That woman, well, I always think that regardless what he did, the cop should have let him go. He was 16, 17 years old. He in the car with his girlfriend, on the phone with his mother. He panicked. He wasn't going to hit nobody. He was probably going to drive home because he was scared. You could have let him do that. You'd have picked him up a half hour later. Everything would have been good. You know what I'm saying? But you got to let him know, don't give them no reason to do that. I swear I just had, my son is 9 years old. My daughter's 11. And we was watching that last night. And I had that conversation with them. And I said to them, because their mom has told them that before. And I said, when the cop bothers you, what do? Say yes, sir, no, sir, and I don't know. They 9 and 11 and we have to tell them this.
Right.
Okay. And they ain't even going out
every time he drives.
Yeah. Ask Steve Ross. My stepfather used to say that to us all the time. He used to tell me, don't have my hat on, don't do this, don't do that, don't sign nothing. Like, he used to give us like a straight checklist of stuff. We can't get too comfortable now to think that gotta go away. We gotta prepare our kids not to do anything. Because even when you're 100% innocent, you could still get killed. Do not run, because that may scare them. Because they scared of you anyway. They were scared of you when they woke up this morning. You know what I'm saying? And she was crazy. And the thing about it is, in that case, I believe she did it by mistake. You know why? She was so scared. She shot him. It was like, first of all, she grabbed the gun and was yelling, taser, taser, taser. Then when she shot, she said, oh shit, I shot him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She was totally shocked she did that. She didn't even know that she did it. Should she go to jail for 30 years? Absolutely. But I believe that was a mistake. Yeah,
you can't make that mistake.
And you can't make that mistake. That man's life, he's under 20 years old. She got to go. But I believe that if he would have stood still, nothing would have ever happened because he's scared. You know what I'm saying? They already scared of us. That's why I say we can't expect them to think that they're going to treat us like white people. Yesterday or the day before, we saw this white dude swing a hammer at cops and then try to run over their police cruisers in a white pickup truck then pull off with the cop hanging off the window. Yeah. The cop didn't even think about pulling for a taser, a gun, nightstick. You're supposed to be Swiss cheesed up. Right. Are you here for your life then?
Right, exactly.
So I understand it, but I'm like, yo, we can't think that we're gonna get treated like them. So we gotta be extra for that. And that's part of the problem, because they already think that we damn superheroes. You know what I'm saying? When the cop shot Michael Brown, he was like, yo, he looked like a demon in his eyes. That was a 16-year-old boy, man, who happened to be bigger than you. Right. Who had smoked some L's. He had a demon in his eye because his eyes was red. He finished smoking.
A lot of these cops shouldn't be cops.
That's the point. And me and Mac had a conversation earlier about the thing that happened with the young girl. A lot of these cops aren't trained well enough. Military is trained a lot better than that. I said to Mac, I said, yo, if you was in that situation, that girl is alive. Because you don't go out there shooting. He didn't say nothing. He didn't say, hey, I'm the cops. Hey, the sirens was doing. He didn't do none of that stuff. He got out, saw there was black people fighting. That guy looked like he was all of 5'8", 150 pounds. He was terrified when he saw that knife. He wanted to stop her as much as possible. I do get the thing about him trying to save the girl's life that because she was swinging at another girl.
Yeah.
But somebody called you to come there. You got to yell police or something.
Hey, what happened to police freeze?
Yeah, police freeze.
Is that just the movies?
Then it's like, and you have a taser, right? We just watched a video last week. These 4 grown-ass men in Atlanta airport fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Security took them tasers out,
Yep.
starched them niggas in.
Yep. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. Easily.
And they felt like iron boards.
Easily.
You would tell me you're not gonna do that to a 16-year-old girl? That ain't your first thing? Your first thing to take out something is
even if he gets out the car with the taser out, I'm all for that.
Yeah.
Like yelling,
they should walk around with their taser out.
Right. Right.
Identify yourself.
Yeah.
Have your siren blaring. Do something to get the people, like yell her name, yell something. It's so-and-so around. Who called the cops? You don't do nothing. You come out 12 seconds from the time you get out your car. You done shot this girl 4 times in her chest.
Crazy. It's crazy.
Out of control.
Out of control. Man.
And it's like,
I should have been used first in that situation.
Yeah.
She had a knife. If she had a gun, I understand. She had a knife.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I'm saying. If me, you, and John are here right now,
right,
and somebody pulls out a knife on us and says, "Give me your wallet," they're not getting that. unless that's Steven Seagal that come out with the knife, you're not getting that.
Unless he put the blade in his hand, like he can throw that thing.
Exactly. Yeah. Or some that. having his teeth like a pirate, like, "Oh, I do this." You know what I'm saying? Like, then you might get something. You know what I'm
saying? He's juggling machetes and shit.
Yeah, you Indiana Jones, that type of shit. Yeah, you might get that.
Okay, yeah, okay.
If you're the regular guy, and you're like, "Yo, give me that," no, you're not getting that.
No.
If I got,
first of all, you gotta get close enough for me to pull that out. You're not gonna get that close.
If I gotta say, I'm shooting you clean in your neck with that shit. I'm gonna shoot you right in your neck, right here with that taser. That's when we gonna calm all that aggression down, Chief.
Right,
and we've seen it happen before. At the very least, yell.
Right.
Do something. Go over there, push her. Do something. Your first instinct should have been, "Yo, let me pull out."
Close combat. He's not gonna do that. My whole thing is use your taser.
That's why they make the tasers.
Yeah. Use the taser.
Yeah, man. Use it.
But as much as like me and Mac had it, like I said, he was, he's a firearm trainer, and I was like, "Yo, I'm never gonna think that's a good shoot." I'm sorry.
No.
Do I understand?
You have a taser.
Exactly. Do I understand that he went there? It was a chaotic scene. He felt he had to save that woman's life. I do understand that part of it. Do I understand you not getting out of? Do I understand you getting out the car, not identifying yourself, not yelling police, not yelling stop, even while you're still moving towards it? Okay. And then this is the kicker: you lied and said that she lunged at you. When the video clearly shows that you shot her, spun her around, then shot her a couple more times. So the fact that you lied and then do all the other stuff, which I'm sure they told you to do, like identify yourself as a police officer, you didn't do any of that stuff, and you took somebody's life. You took somebody's life from the person that called for you to help. If you make that mistake, okay, it's a mistake. You can't be a cop no more.
Right.
You can't be a cop no more, and you can't have a gun anymore.
Right.
You ain't got to go to jail for 40, 50 years and all that stuff. You can't be a cop no more. If it was truly a mistake, okay, you can't be a cop no more.
Agreed.
Yeah, you can't be paid by the people.
Yeah, I
exactly.
Agreed.
And that's a great way to put it. You cannot be paid by the people. Not if you can't control yourself and you can't do something better. No. And I understand what I'm saying, because they don't teach you to shoot in the leg and all that shit. That's movie shit. Yeah. They teach you to put them down. The fact that you knew that when you pulled your joint out. This is a woman, a little girl, chubby little girl too. You probably could have grabbed her up and stopped all that. But I understand you're not. Look, I understand. Look, man, you a cop. You got to have some type of goddamn bravery. I ain't telling you to be. No.
That's why everybody shouldn't be cops.
No.
Exactly.
This is what me and Mac said. This is what I said to Mac. You know how not every soldier is part of the Delta Force or the Special Forces or the Rangers, right? I think every police station or police department should have 5 to 10 dudes that you send in when you got that kind of problem. And then you got the rest of the people that can go there and deal with parking issues and stuff like that. But you got to have people who are trained to do certain things to go in there. That dude that went in there didn't look like he was supposed to be around none of that kind of action. He like he should be somewhere writing tickets or somewhere patrolling parking lot or something like that. And I'm not trying to disrespect him. He looked scared. He looked scared when after the shooting and they was yelling at him. Mm-hmm. He looked like he had messed up. I'm sure he didn't want to kill that girl. I'm sure he did. No. I'm not saying that every cop is on that like that, but I don't think that he did. I think he was trying to save another woman's life, but I think that he could have did a couple things up into there to make it seem like he wasn't so reckless.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The training has to be better.
More intensive training, I think. Like these dudes is cops in 3 or 4 months.
Yeah.
It's like you give somebody a gun, and then cops will tell you they don't do as much psychological training as they do physical training. They want you to be in shape, but how do you know this dude don't have an inherent prejudice because he grew up around a certain amount of black people, a certain amount of white people, a certain amount of Hispanic people, and he think they like that because maybe he got beat up by a couple of them, or maybe he saw this person steal a lot, and he don't understand because he ain't been around a different kind of them. That it's different types of people. Not everybody's a monolith. Not every black person is going to do this to you. Not every white person is going to do this to you. Not every Hispanic person or Latino is going to do this to you. I don't think that they're able to have those. Nobody gives them enough of those nuances. You know what I'm saying? And the fact
that's the thing with guns too.
True story.
Yeah. Most people, if you have a gun and you're in conflict, and you don't have extensive training, you're going to use your gun.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the time where you wouldn't have it if you didn't have it on you.
Like, because that's the equalizer. If I shoot this, everything's going to be okay. At least I won't hurt. And I believe that
everybody's tougher with a gun.
Right.
And cops included.
It's quick conflict resolution.
Which is a skill. Which is a skill, like you said, John. And that's something that you have to cultivate, something that has to be taught. Right. And we're not doing that to police and of every profession other than maybe teachers.
Right.
that should be taught to them. You know what I'm saying? But you could be a failed soldier and come back home and be a cop. Like we also got to raise the qualifications. Like cops are supposed to be kind of superhero-ish. That's how we
should be no fat boy cops.
Shouldn't be no fat boy cops. Yeah, shouldn't be no fat ass cops. And we see a bunch of them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I mean, that's the stuff they created because they were scared of black people.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
Just
like guns are what they have because they're scared of black people. That's why there are no gun laws in the United States of America, no tough gun laws, because the guns are for them to protect them against us because they have no other way to do that. I believe that whole
crazy.
Asses. Be a fucking cop. Be a security guard at Chuck E. Cheese or something. Leave the guns to the niggas that know how to work.
All right. Can we end on a lighter note? Is there something else?
Yeah, this was.
I don't want to.
We started off good. The top part of the bread was good, right? The meat was kind of crazy,
right?
And then the bottom part, we got to do that. Yeah, pause.
It got real militant. Like we was like, you know what?
Not for nothing though. Our fists get raised every episode.
That's true.
Every episode, because that's how ill our lives are. Yeah. That has to be. And I ain't mad being black, man. You know what I'm saying? I love our blackness. Right. I love every bit of it. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Somebody said, what somebody, I mean myself, I love being black. It's dangerous as fuck, but it's lit.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it is.
We envy about other people. Even though they don't say it, we can feel it.
Yes. Yeah, we know.
We the most copied, imitated, envied people that ever walked the planet.
Teeth said it episodes ago. Maybe it was our first episode. Our culture, influences everything.
We got to figure out ways to protect it better. We got to figure out ways to get the pillars in our culture to the old age, so they could be on Rolling Stone, level. With, Mick Jagger doing shows at 70,
right?
At $5.50 a ticket,
Mm-hmm.
and be at MetLife Stadium.
I think our era in hip hop is going in that direction though.
Yes,
I agree.
I agree.
I agree. You're definitely aging well on the financial side, better than we had 20. But we got to get the mental health together and the physical health together.
And I think it's all in that direction. Everything is going in that direction. I feel like
as long as our artists keep making music, they have to put like albums out every year.
Mm-hmm.
As long as they keep doing something and being seen,
they'll have influence. Yeah, they'll have influence, and people always pay attention. Yeah, it's important because I think because there's so much out there to capture our attention, you have to work that much harder to maintain somebody's attention. But they can do it. Especially those ones who've been established already and they have that influence. People are always paying attention. LeBron, like even our superstars in sports and stuff. LeBron, he's doing big things and
he's putting out another house party. You saw?
Yeah,
another house party.
Oh, okay. Wow. See, there you go. There you go. It's good to see it.
I'm gonna temper my expectations for that. Because those movies, those were our coming to age, you know what I'm saying, John?
But I don't think it's going to be for us, though, because I think they're going to do it in this era.
Yeah. Of course, I know they're going to do that. I still want. I'm not that old that I can appreciate good art, though. If it's whack, it's going to be whack. You know what I'm
saying? Right.
But I just don't want them because the first couple was so great.
Yeah, I haven't seen those in so long. I need to.
I just watched me and my kids just watched that was Class Act we watched. That's right. It wasn't a house party.
There's a bunch of old movies like that I need to rewatch. I haven't rewatched those.
Yeah, I give Kim Craig props on that, man. They gave us some joints.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They was the good, clean, fun guys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Wow. Can they
genius level back then for them to be doing that?
Do you think do you think somebody like that could exist today?
A clean cut like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Chance.
Absolutely. I think so.
Chance the Rapper.
Is it? But he not. Grammy aside, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to disrespect that album because I didn't really listen to it, so I'm do what it is. But Kid and Play had a cartoons. Right? Kid and Play had movies. You know what I'm saying? Like they were pop or at least hip hop icons in that time. Early 90s, late 80s, early 90s.
Mm-hmm. Early 90s.
But they became more known for that stuff than the music.
To people outside of hip hop.
Right.
Even hip hop though.
No.
What's up?
We don't care about none of that other shit they were doing.
You mean
the movies?
You mean
the movies
later.
is way bigger than me than their music they was putting out at that time when the movies came out.
So
I see where you're getting at. Because they had hits, but they didn't have like smashes that they had hits for that time, and it wasn't like
movies first.
With Kid and Play,
when you think of
Kid and Play, I think you think about
House Party right now.
You think about the kick step, and you think about the flat top.
And House Party.
Yeah, and I think then you talk about the music. I think I might be able to roll with Tifo now. I think when you talk about Kid and Play, music is fourth.
Yeah. And what's that joint? Last Night? Was that the joint they had?
Yeah, that was the first joint.
Last Night, Getting Funky. They had some joints.
Yeah.
Last Night's the only one I can remember offhand as far as a title. Like I can't.
What was that?
I don't even know what song the kick step came from.
Last Night Changed. That was their first single. That was the first single they came out. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So they were kind of like. I think I take it back. I agree with Teef. I think the Kid and Play character was bigger than the Kid and Play music.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it became big. Yeah.
Yeah, I can give you that.
Because I don't know when House Party came out, but it's probably around the time their second album came out.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, after.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but they had a good run. They definitely.
Yeah, but think about it. They were the stars in that joint.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That was genius.
And it was if I'm not mistaken, I know my mind is fuzzy. They were the only rappers in there. Everybody else was comics or real. I mean, they were the only rappers. Everybody else was. I don't call Full Force rappers though.
Right, but they were artists, music artists.
They were artists, yeah.
Yeah.
But everybody else was either actor or a comedian.
Right.
Yeah. So that was groundbreaking. Like you said, around that time.
Yeah.
They put out two house parties with them.
2 house parties.
And then the third one was with Marcus Houston, right?
Class Act.
They put out Class Act.
Yeah.
And then I think, and this is how I know I gotta agree with Teeth even more. Once Homeboy had to get rid of this, everything else was finito.
Yeah.
Everything else, and he didn't know how to deal with that transition.
No.
That's so interesting.
They wasn't making music for that time.
Yeah, I mean
that's why. That's the thing. Chance is not like them. They make party records. Chance don't make party records. He make introspective kind of.
No, I mean like a clean cut act that can that.
But they was clean cut, but they still cursed. They still drank. They still partied. Rock with girls. They wasn't that clean cut. They were just like. Yeah. I'm trying to think of maybe preppy is the term I'm looking for. I guess that's what we would have called them back then. Kind of preppy. We was coming up. Because we most of us are wearing hoods and stuff like that. Right. I was kind of preppy dude, around that time too. They kind of made that available. There's a lot of people like them and De La, and cats like that who lane was that more than it was the 5% that was out there like around that time or something else. You know what I'm saying?
How long would you say their hate that moment was from
music wise?
Yeah, from last night to. The house party movies and all that. That was like what?
5 years tops.
5 years. That's really an average lifespan of a rapper. Shit,
that's probably 2 albums at that time.
Yeah,
but in between that time, in that 5 years or 6 years, it's not too many rappers that had their top 5 or 6. A lot of people would give up a lot to get their top 5 or 6. I would say there's not too many people that, especially rappers, that had that. Like I said, they had cartoons. They might have had toys, if I'm not mistaken. You know what I'm saying? Like Kid and Play was superstars. You know what I'm saying? So it was like they did a lot of stuff that a lot of other rappers or artists haven't had a chance to do.
That's interesting about the hair, though. That's hilarious.
Yeah. Think about it though. Once you got rid of that, Big Daddy Kane struggled for a while. Kane, that was Kane's
struggle when he put on that Prince suit.
Twisted. Oh.
The purple hook. Like, my cousin called it the Spanish can keep the door.
Yo. Talking
about don't curse, dress like a Spanish conquistador.
The cover of the Prince of Darkness album. Man.
Prince of Darkness, man. And then he came back with
Then he had the
looks like a job for.
Looks like a job for with the hoodie, with the projects, with the projects in the background.
Somebody definitely got in Kane's ear was like, son,
you got to take it back to the street.
You got to take that back.
Yo, that was a 180. That was like
But you know what's crazy? Kane always been on that. Even from the first album.
He was always on the girl stuff. Yeah.
So
Slow Jam on there called The Day You're Mine. I remember that.
I love that song too.
I used to send that on to my ex-girlfriend Yvette when I was like 19 years old. True story. What's up, Yvette? True story though.
Dear Yvette.
Too.
I mean, we about to go into a whole nother tangent right now, man. See how we get with the music, man.
Remember did what's name throw on Dear Yvette last night? Dear Yvette. Dear Yvette. Yo,
Scratch did his thing, son. Yo,
Scratch. Yeah, you deserve another kudos.
Yes,
good man.
Yes, sir, man. You did.
Everyone you've been through, we needed you in that.
Yes. I mean,
and it's good that they was black. He didn't have to do nothing. It was nothing cold. You know what I'm saying? He had DJ for them before.
Right.
Great to hear him out there.
Yeah. That was definitely dope, man. So
he should be the house DJ.
Yeah. Him or Clark Kent or somebody, but easily,
Just not the guy who DJ for Fab.
Fab's DJ.
I had a nigga nowhere near Versus again.
That was Fab's DJ.
Well,
he shouldn't be nowhere near Fab. He did something. He sabotaged Fab. Fab should check if he missed some payments or something like that. Because what he did with Fab, not playing enough of the soul tape. We might have said this last time. I still can't get over that.
So when they huddled up,
what do you think Fab was saying to him?
like, what the fuck you doing?
Yeah. My nigga, do you not have any of the soul tapes in your computer right now? I know we discussed that. Nothing. You gonna have me out here really in front of all these people? Nigga, it's 300,000 people. You ain't got no soul tapes.
oh,
He didn't even play none of the Friday night joints from Clue, right?
No.
Wow, what a misstep. What a misstep, boy.
If I was Fab, I would just went down to acapella. Started rapping.
Yeah, son, don't do nothing.
Now we battling, cause
Is somebody in here beatbox?
How do you not get through that? How do you not go through that ahead of time? How you not?
he didn't prepare. That's one of the people that didn't prepare for verses.
Anyway,
he just went out. He's like, all right. He got my track list, whatever.
Right.
He got my joints.
So the opposite of that versus is the Method Man and RedMan. That was one of the best, if not the best one, because it was a show. It was a concert with special guests and everything, and they flowed so well throughout the entire thing. It was a straight up concert.
Nobody forgetting their lyrics.
Yeah.
Everybody was doing the lyrics. They was doing little shows, and then for Red to say, "Yo, my best girls was Superman."
Superman lover. I was like,
I said bitch throughout this whole thing, but this is my best girl song. And then they actually did a little thing when they put the James Brown
on him. Yeah, that was dope.
Like that's why I think it was the best, because they
were
really, really engaged, and it was like, yo,
they were showmen.
Yeah, they gonna give the people a show.
Yep.
And we needed it. X passed away. Rob passed away. Homeboy got the guilty verdict. Like, we need that today.
Yeah, and they celebrated that too. So that it was just dope to see, man. It was meant to be. So kudos to that, man. Versus,
I need Puff to do one.
Well, look, they said that the reason why Dre didn't do it because he said he saw that the sound was messed up. Yeah. It seems like they got that together now.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens.
I would love for Dre and Puff to do that for us.
They need to do it at his studio just so he can be.
Yeah, that would be dope. Yeah, let's go. Like,
word, yo. If they don't do that, fuck both of them. Straight up.
Nah, Puff in the middle of the jungle getting massages, smoking, man. His IG is wild.
Puff IG is wild.
He enjoying life, man. Good for him.
Living his best life, man. Getting everybody leftovers and shit.
Got like a 20-year-old chick or something.
Oh, got 50. He's messing with 50 BM.
Oh yeah.
Oh god.
Get his head punched off.
Nah, Fitz, we don't care about that.
All right. Well, it is what it is. Anyway, thank y'all for joining us for episode 19, man. Until next time, we always want y'all to continue to like, subscribe, share with your friends. Always, please, y'all.
Before we go, I gotta remind everybody that the Knicks won 7 straight.
Edit, JP.
7 straight.
No, we got
no.
We gotta keep that.
You had slick talk for the Knicks earlier on in our podcast career. You had slick talk.
It's always, I still got it.
Right, well, keep that same energy. Keep that same energy.
They getting
7 straight. Blue and orange skies. Blue and orange sky.
Okay.
It's a shame that New York has to be happy with mediocrity.
You don't even have a team, sir.
It's a shame.
You don't even have a team. You're a disgrace.
I'm not a fan of owners. I'm for the people.
All right. And with that, y'all, I'll see y'all later, man. Peace.
Shout out to X.
Peace out.